I can't contain it anymore.
I
can't fight this feeling anymore. Like this guy, this singular addition was the best thing the Lions could have done for this locker room. You bring in this guy who's been a veteran, not only just coming off of a Super Bowl appearance, but has been a dog everywhere he went. He was a dog in New Orleans, he was a dog in Philly, and he's going to be a dog in Detroit. And you see it on the field with his play. You see it off the field with his attitude, with his leadership, the different things he does. You guys talked about it when the kickers were doing their thing after the 11-on-11s. The kickers went out there, and they were doing field goals from 25-30, 35-40, 45-50. And on the other side of the field, Cam Sutton grabs
his dick.
Grabs Tracy Walker, and they start running suicides back and forth, the sideline to sideline, so like 50-yard suicides. And Chauncey sees that, like slaps Kirby on the back, and then they go over there and join him, and they're all running the suicides. Like, nobody made them do that. That is just the leadership of Cam Sutton and the leadership of Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. I talked about, you guys knew this, we all knew this. This guy talks shit, and I love that. Me and Easy have been preaching that for like 3 years. You need defensive backs that talk shit. If you're a defensive back and you're good, you talk shit. It's like the history of the NFL. The only one that didn't was Darrelle Revis. And now you look at him out there hyping up his other guys, using that infectious attitude, that leadership to get these young guys juiced, gassing them up on the sidelines. And during one-on-ones, after one-on-ones with receivers and defensive backs, a Lil Baby song was playing on the speakers in camp. And it goes, "And it's you who I want," is the hook of the song. And Chauncey Gardner's out there singing it, and he's pointing at Amon-Ra St. Brown. He goes, "And it's you who I want," because he wanted him one-on-one. He wanted to guard him one-on-one. And I fucking love that shit. Give me the smoke. Give me the best player on the team. Line him up right now. Let's go after it. And that's the kind of attitude this guy has. That's the kind of attitude, the confidence that he brings to this defense. A young defense whose secondary was terrible last year. And now you've got a solidified piece who just played in the Super Bowl, who was one of the best players on one of the best defenses in the NFL last year. You've got him out there hyping up, gassing up these young guys, having them ready to run through a brick wall just like I am. Like, literally watching him at camp, I turned to Mustache like 4 times. I was like, dude, I fucking love Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Like, the shit he brings, the energy he brings, it's not something that can be taught. It's just who he is.
Yeah, I think he even said that after that very practice that, like, I'm contagious. I have to be out here. He got a little lippy with the media too. They're asking about him missing practice. I don't miss practice. Yeah. I'm here. I'm in the film room. Like, you don't gotta say nothing else to say. Like, I'm here. They need me. I'm contagious. I'm gonna bring this energy, and it's gonna affect the rest of everybody else too. And I got to see every bit of it, non-stop talking shit. This guy was CJGJ. I love it too. Mm-hmm. I think it brings a little extra confidence to a young secondary that maybe needed, because last year wasn't their best year. So I think they need a piece like this to not only help them, obviously on the field, like X and O's wise too, but like talk that shit, yes. Hype them up. You know what I'm saying? Like let them know, because one of the first things that impressed me, he did this actually again too with, I believe, Jameson Williams. Mm-hmm. This weekend, he said Jameson Williams is one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. Yeah. Right now. Called him one of the best wide receivers right now. I thought that was pretty dope. This guy, like you said earlier, has been to multiple places, played the highest level. I'm talking about the highest level in terms of the fucking Super Bowl, and played a bunch of good-ass teams to get there too. Been in the playoffs multiple times with New Orleans as well to have that statement. But he also had the same statement to say about Kirby Joseph, a guy in just his second year, who was saying, like, this guy doesn't even know how good he is yet. Mm-hmm. Like, he does bring that energy, but also like wisdom in a way too.
And it's play on the field. Mm-hmm. It's not just a guy that's going to go out there and chirp just because he talks shit. He's going to back it up when he gets on the field. He's going to blow people up across the middle. Broder said it today. He gave Jahmyr Gibbs his welcome to the NFL moment because he lit him the fuck up. That's what the guy does. He lays the boom. He makes plays. And when you do that and you talk shit, that makes you my favorite player. like I love, like, what cemented Penei Sewell as my favorite player was when he got in the face of the best defensive player in the history of football and was grabbing his face mask and said, "I'm not fucking scared of you, big dog." Like, that shit gets me gassed up, man. Is these guys that have the play on the field and then back it up by talking shit. I love it. I love it.
You can't talk unless you walk it.
Facts.
Unless you Eli Apple, then you. No, you do. Eli Apple. He's just talking shit.
Yeah. What about him signing Miami with Tyreek down there?
Eli Apple? I didn't even know that happened.
Yeah, I think yesterday he signed with Miami. Jalen got hurt.
I was wondering that too with Jalen Ramsey. Cause I remember Jalen Ramsey like a few years back was like talking shit about Tyreek, being like, oh, he's not like a true wide receiver. He's kind of a gimmicky guy. Yeah. And then he got put on Tyreek in that matchup, and Tyreek cooked him. And he had he had shit to say afterward. He had to give him his props.
And DNC ENT says CJ GJ is the non-anime loving Jamal Williams on defense. Like, no, it's different.
It's
than
a different level.
Jamal Williams.
Yeah.
Like Jamal Williams is a character. He's goofy, funny. Like Chauncey Gardner-Johnson's talking shit.
Intense.
He's intense. He brings the boom, and he's actually a great player. One of the best players at his position in the league. Like unlike Jamal Williams, all due respect, but we know that 80% of his touchdowns were baked in because of the offensive line last year. So to see that, I can't remember the last time the Lions had a player like this in their secondary. That was just talking shit, chirping, hyping up the young guys, bringing them out there.
Slay was like the last like DB you had, but he wasn't like chirper.
Yeah, Slay never really talked shit.
GQ didn't chirp.
Slay would get into it when he's getting intense and shit, but Chauncey Gardner-Johnson is non-stop talking shit. I fucking love it, dude.
Oh wow, Chris, you didn't shake Dr. G's hand?
No, I did.
Oh, you're talking about
The
mustache.
one guy, yeah.
Oh, mustache, yeah.
He went to shake your hand, but you turned around, and so he's like, ah.
Yeah, he actually left it there too.
He left it there for a little while. No disrespect. Right. He appreciated the tickets.
Yeah. He wants to know about the Jared Goff at practice. Dr. D.
Yeah, I don't,
This is by Spinney's accounts, by the way.
Don't take this out of context. I know how you guys know how we feel. Mainly easy, especially easy.
What do you mean mainly me?
They think I'm kind of taking a back seat. They're going on you about this a lot more.
That's right. I'll fucking drive the bus.
But you know how we feel about Jared Goff. When we were at camp, he didn't do anything to like lift those fears. He threw a couple pretty wobbly ducks. He did Jared Goff things. He was making accurate pinpoint passes, but some of the pretty much every deep ball he threw was not looking great. And it could have just been an off day because I guess he was slinging it today and he was making plays. But when we were at camp, the throws I noticed that were like, all right, make this throw rather than just like check downs, dinking dunks, were not great.
It's one of those things I'm not even like gonna hear to say or any of that. But like he is what he is. It's not nothing like He didn't look especially great. He didn't look especially bad. He looked like Jared Goff.
Yeah, he looked fine. The one thing I did like though is that after every single pass he threw, he always went back to Ben Johnson. Like those two, the communication between those two is constant. It's always there, and that is what you like to see. So if he made a bad throw or a good throw, didn't matter. Either way, he was talking to Ben Johnson after the play, and Ben Johnson was either giving them some options or they were discussing where they feel that went right, where they feel that went wrong. And that's something that you love to see. The synergy between those two, like you can't fake it. They really are, committed to making it work with each other.
And Mustache Mike, shout out Mustache in the Woodward Sports chat. He says they also didn't run very much offense, real easy stuff. Yeah. They weren't running too many open breaking routes, shots down the field. It was a lot of 10-yard outs, a lot of working of the middle of the field. But when they did take those shots, they didn't look great. I'm just saying. Do I expect that to be a trend? No. Like I said, Brody said he looked great at practice today. So, we'll see. But it wasn't great when we saw it.
And to the point about Hendon Hooker too, like another guy that's been practicing like after practice, who's not even like by terms of NFLPA even allowed to practice right now, but he's still out there putting in that work. He's got the play sheet next to him. The quarterback coach he hired is one that they let Ben Johnson, I believe, or something like that, like handpick or work with him to choose because he wants them to install the offense while they're also rehabbing. Like he's another guy that's got that work ethic, and we've already kind of said it here. I'm not gonna like a bit more talent, just raw talent. We're saying.
I saw this moment that, like, I looked at Hooker and it made me pretty happy. Is like I don't know if it was during one-on-ones or during something else, but Goff and Ben Johnson were like huddled up. They were talking about something. They were looking at schemes, and like obviously Hendon Hooker for majority practice was chilling with J-Mo and Marvin Jones because none of them were dressed, and so they're all like standing together during. And Hendon Hooker was like walking over there, and like J-Mo and Marvin Jones like said something to him and were probably talking to him. And he was like, 1 second. He's like, wait a second, and he ran over to what Goff and Ben Johnson were doing and listened to them for a little bit, and then went back and chilled with J-Mo and Marvin Jones. So I like that. Because he can learn a lot from Goff. He can definitely learn a lot from Goff and learn a lot from Ben Johnson. So I like to see him doing that.
Ain't no one gonna teach him more than Ben Johnson, especially in this offense, man. So like, just be on his hip if you truly want to compete for this job at some point, or even just be a reliable backup. Because I partly feel like their hold up on the whole Teddy Bridgewater thing is because they don't know what to expect with this guy's coming. I mean, I could be 100% wrong on this one. I'm not like